Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Pick up your logo merchandise by heading over to abvnetwork.com, clicking on Shop, and start filling your basket today. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for something for yourself, a customized gift, or logoed items for your business gift shop, the Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. That's the number 2 in the Bar to Go. Don't forget our friends at Neely Family Distillery now ship their unique distilled spirits directly to you. To order yours, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss cocktail bourbons. My name is Justine Mays. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Tim Swyatt, Rick Brenner, Dave and Adina Ewaldz, and Elba Gira.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey.
Hello.
Hey.
We're going to have a fun show today. We got a good team just coming off a cocktail contest. So we're going to talk about what are some good cocktail bourbons. Very timely. Always good to get some insight on what people are thinking about that. But we'll get to that after the break. For right now, Tim said there's something he wanted to talk about. What was that, Tim?
We are definitely in the change of seasons. And I was curious to see what's your favorite season and why of the year.
Okay. Who wants to go first? I'll go first. To me, the best season, we're leaving the best season. It's summer. Now, at the end of summer, I do like that transition because, it's kind of nice fall. And I do like having seasons. But I wish every other season was like 2 weeks and summer was the rest of the time. I mean, I just like summertime and all the things you could do. I like the longer days. Just everything about summer I like. Hot temps don't even... it doesn't really bother me because you got air conditioning and go inside. It's fine. So I'm definitely a summer person, though I do, again, like change of seasons, but I grow tired of the other ones other than summer. But even at the end of summer, I'm like, kind of ready for it to get a little cooler. So that's where I stand on that. Mr. Brenner, how about you? What's your favorite season of the year?
Probably fall.
Fall. Okay. We're coming into your time.
We're getting into it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Temperatures started getting a little cooler.
Yes.
I like summer, but I hate hot heat.
Right.
I do a lot better in winter than I do in summer.
Yeah.
But I just, with fall, you got, apple butter festivals and stuff like that. And pumpkins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you never know in fall what the weather's going to be. You can get literally anything during a St. Louis fall, from as hot as summertime to cooler temps to nice and breezy to cold, bitter cold.
Exactly. You don't have near the pollen and stuff that you have in those same temperatures in the spring.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So fall. That's one for summer, one for fall for those who are scoring at home. Elba, how about you?
Can I take 2 out of the 4?
No, that's cheating.
All right. Fair. I'll give you my reasons why I don't like some of the other seasons before I get to the ones that I like.
Okay.
Or the one that I like. Summer, I love it. The long hours, Steve, I'm with you. I get it.
That's nice.
I love the fact that, it is 8:00 at night and the sun still hasn't gone down, especially here in Jersey. But I hate that my makeup runs because of that.
I don't have that problem, luckily.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep it real. I love spring, but spring you get a ton of rain, and especially being in the Northeast, it could be hit or miss. It could be, really gray and just shitty all year long. And I don't want to wear my rain boots. I mean, I just came from winter, so I'm dealing with all that shoveling of the snow, which, okay, if I'm snowboarding in the Midwest or even, Jersey has some mediocre hill or mountains, whatever you want to call them, that we can go snowboarding at. So in second place, I would say winter is my favorite because I do love snowboarding, but I'm going to give it to fall. I give fall my vote. Just you get the mix of, warm days, cool nights. You can kind of, layer in between. And I love lighting a fire pit and just sitting outside and drinking a glass of whiskey. And, and if I have to really call out my favorite season being on the Northeast in New Jersey, fall it is. The changing of the color of the leaves and whatnot is one of my favorite time of years.
Fair enough. So we're at summer 1, fall 2. Justine, you are next.
I mean, we all know that I'm going to say fall because hoodies, tailgating, bonfires, hot toddies. I don't know. I just love the smell of fall, like the crisp, like cool air. Yeah, fall.
Fall. Okay. All right, Adina, how about you? Fall's up 3-1 over summer.
Oh boy, you're not going to like me. I agree. I love the light in the summer.
Okay.
I absolutely love it being light out from 5 a.m. to 9 p.m.
Yeah.
That's
nice.
wonderful.
So you vote for summer. All right, moving on.
No,
to Dave.
it's not my vote for summer. I love spring with the flowers and, everything, the leaves coming back on the trees. And I love fall with the colors, but I have to say probably my favorite is winter.
Oh, no, winter. That's like the evil villain of seasons. No,
It's
terrible.
going out hiking in the forest preserve in the snow. It's so quiet.
Gosh.
There's nobody else around because nobody likes winter.
Yeah.
I thought she was going to say she loves winter because she likes watching Dave shovel the driveway, clear the car, warm it
I would
up.
I would like watching that, but yeah.
Now this is a woman who has 100% Swedish background. No other ancestry, Swede.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah. Okay.
that
All right,
explains it.
Dave, how about you?
Well, all the seasons have attributes I really love, but I got to go with the fall. I love firing up the fire pit. I love cooking over the fire pit and the open fire, and like Justine said, tailgating. All the nice fall activities. The heat isn't killing you. It's not so cold you're freezing. I love to ski in the winter, mind you, but fall's got to win.
Fall. Okay. This segment, Tim, has gone horribly wrong. Help us out. At least salvage another summer vote here.
Well, see, here's the problem. Especially, I guess we're all in the Midwest, except for Elba. Elba's on the East Coast. But there's 11 seasons in the Midwest.
Yes.
There's winter. There's fake spring. Second winter. Third spring. Third winter. That's their April, May. Then there's pollen everywhere, which nobody can go outside. Then you actually have spring for about a week. Then it goes right into summer. Then it's hot as balls. Then it goes to false fall, like fake fall, like we're in right now. And then second summer kicks in, and then actual fall. But when it really comes down to it, if there's a season where the state bird of the mosquito is dead or gone, I'm all over that. And you can create that wherever you want. So I really like second summer.
Second summer.
Second summer.
So you're talking
AKA
about right now,
early
about the
fall.
end of summer to right now, where it's going to be in the 80s here in about 2 weeks. I guarantee you. But I think when it really comes down to it, I'm a summer person. Give me all the daylight you can. I can't stand daylight savings time. I can't stand moving the clocks back just to make the sun
I don't like that either.
brighter. It screws up everything, especially my whole personal routine in the spring. I hate having to get up that extra hour early and have to reshuffle everything. It's just crap.
Yeah.
So down with daylight savings time and bring on more summer.
Summer's good. Yeah.
You forgot road construction season, Tim.
Oh, that's true. It's either winter or it's construction.
Road
season in
construction,
Illinois.
Yeah.
All the shovel-ready projects.
Yeah. All right. Well, there you go. I didn't write any of that down, but in my mind, I think summer won. So I should have taken notes, but I didn't, and I believe summer won in the.
I think you are incorrect, sir.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll have to go back and check.
Judges say no.
Fall wins all.
Oh, there's not even, in the summer, we got the cool song in the summertime. What's the cool fall song? There's no good fall songs. No, winter has one, Winter Wonderland. Yeah. Spring.
Fallen and can't get up is all I hear about fall.
Yeah. That's
You know,
that's the only
it's
that's
all
their only
about
song.
things dying.
Yeah.
It's the September song. What is that? That Earth, Wind, and Fire. Isn't that their song? September. Yeah. That's the fall. That's the fall anthem.
It's the fall anthem. All right. Well, guess what? It is time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Adina, you prepared for this. So let's see what you got. Let's see how you do.
I've got an Stumpy's Old Monroe.
Okay.
It's
Weed and Tarnation.
Looks pretty full.
Yep.
Okay. That's very good. That's a solid cork pop. You stuck the landing. All in all, very good effort. You have the lead. Dave, you're next.
All right. I happen to, after making cocktails, have this around Lee Sinclair Spiritual French Lick. This is the Iconoclast 4-grain.
Okay. Not as good as Adina's. That means Adina keeps the lead. She's up. Next up is the legend himself, Mr. Rick Brenner. Rick, what do you got?
Well, this is kind of funny. But the bottle I grabbed was a bottle of Lee Sinclair Iconoclast.
Oh, you can't do that.
Great minds think alike,
You
Rick.
can't have two. No, I'm kidding. You can absolutely do that. Nothing.
That was a dud.
That was a dud. So
Out of the same bottle.
sorry you got nothing there. Next up is Justine. Justine, what do you got?
I have some Buzzards Roost. This is the single barrel.
Okay.
Very nice.
Okay. Excellent. That's good. I got some scoop on Buzzards Roost. That wasn't as good as Adina's, by the way. She still got the lead. Buzzards Roost is coming out with a bourbon. Finally coming out with a bourbon. They've all, they've had a lot of different, experiments and things like that, but they've all been rye based. And get ready. They're going to have their first bourbon will be in their next releases that they do. So that's pretty cool.
Wow.
Pretty cool. Elba, how about you? What do you got?
Well, in preparation for the newest release that obviously we were just talking about Jane Bowie at Maker's Mark. So we're releasing our FAE02, the second edition of our wood finishing series. I'm going to have a little sip of our 2020 limited release, whatever you want to say about our names, but it's fine. SAE4 by PR5. I'm going to sip on that right now. All right, let's see.
Okay. Audible, but not enough. Adina's still got the lead. I went with the theme of the show. I've got Old Granddad, Bottled and Bond. I feel like that's going to be in the mix when we get to cocktail bourbons, but let's see what we got here. Cork pop. Not enough to beat Adina. Adina, you are at the verge of winning this, but you still have Tim between you and victory. Tim, what do you got?
All right, I went with the Four Roses Small Batch Select tonight in the honor of some cocktail stuff, some high-end stuff. So let's wait and see.
Okay, that was very good, but not enough. Adina, you win. Adina wins. Cork pop.
All right. I get a
Congratulations.
T-shirt.
Yeah, you get to get the T-shirt now.
Gotta get
So
a T-shirt.
there you go. Cheers, gang.
Cheers.
All right, we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to have this discussion about what we would recommend for cocktail bourbons. We'll do that in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, and let's talk for a moment about our sponsors, the people that make this show happen. First up is our friends at Moonshine University. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification at their office in Louisville. The information I learned through lead instructor Colin Blake and their team there is something that I continue to draw upon frequently in my role at the ABV Network. It truly is the standard of establishing a benchmark of knowledge of the bourbon industry. From history to production to brands and people, it's all there. Check out their full listing of programs, including Executive Bourbon Steward certification, production classes if you're considering starting a distillery, and much more at moonshineuniversity.com. I also want to talk about Neely Family Distillery. Back in May of 2018, I met Royce Neely at Limestone Branch's Craft Bourbon Festival. It ended up not only being the start of a great friendship, I started to truly learn about what makes craft whiskey so amazing. You see, I had been a bourbon drinker for over 30 years at that point, and like many people who had been drinking bourbon a long time, I was hard-coded into thinking big bourbon was where it was at and craft was on a journey to get there. Spending time with Royce and learning the things he does to make his whiskey taste better started to really get me to appreciate how things like sweet mashing, open top fermentation, pot distillation, and the grains you are using not only makes your product taste better coming off the still, but also out of the barrel as well. I still love heritage brands and they make up a bulk of my collection. But when you find a craft distiller that is truly dedicated to the craft of distilling, you are drinking some of the best whiskey out there on the market today. That's exactly what's happening at Neely Family Distillery today. Check them out on the web at neelyfamilydistillery.com, or better yet, stop by and see them at their distillery in Sparta, Kentucky. And now, back to the show.
Scott Pinkowski loves the Bourbon Daily.
But can I have a kiss?
No. That doesn't work.
Welcome back. Today on the show, we discuss cocktail bourbon.
Okay. All right. Elba, you're at the plate. This is underhand softball. What is a good cocktail bourbon?
You guys, I feel like I was set up for perfection.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm going to give it to makers, but
That's good. Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to give it to Cask Strength, even though we just released our Cask Strength, whiskey, 5 years ago, 6 years ago. So it hasn't been too long, but we heard bartenders, we heard, you need a good full body whiskey, and really you need a high proof whiskey to kind of stand up to some of these classic cocktails or modern twist on classic cocktails. But man, if you ask me, and if I'm going out for cocktails, if I see anything on a menu and I like the flavors, I like the fruits, I like what's going on in that recipe, I'm going to sub out that main spirit, vodka, gin, rum, tequila, mezcal for Maker's 46 all day long.
Yeah. Yeah, what I like about Makers is it's consistent. It's readily available. So many bars use it as their well bourbon, which is kind of cool. And if they ask you what type of bourbon and you don't want to spend some time going through the whole menu, maybe you can't see the bar from where you're sitting. Makers is a good solid one just to say. I mean, it's easy.
And you get consistency too.
Right. And again, cool thing is it's everywhere. What else do you guys think are cocktail bourbons?
So let me give you a little story on that Maker's call just before I give you mine. Fleet's Landing is a bar right off of the pier in Charleston, South Carolina. I was there on the last trip before COVID hit the fan, and they had a cocktail there with it was a peach-based cocktail. It was a peach liqueur, local stuff on ice, really refreshing. Because my whole go-to for the summer for pretty much, I call it March 1st through probably November 1st is Diet Peach Tea, Snapple, and Makers. It just pairs so well. So they had a Woodford Reserve in there. I had the bartender, would you do me a favor? If you're not contractually bound, swap it with Maker's Mark and have one with me. He did. He says, we're changing the menu. Somehow Maker's Mark, that weeded bourbon with any peach infused flavor is just a magical combo. But what I stock in for my cocktail stuff, if I'm playing around here, I have somebody coming over or anything like that, I actually bring out Heaven Hill's Fighting Cock.
Okay.
Number one, it's a hell of a story. It's fun. It's a goofball thing. You can find it in not all the markets, but it comes in at 103 for like $15 to $17.99.
Yeah.
Not bad. And with the Heaven Hill flavor, we're pumped up a little bit on the proof, on a just something you can mix with anything, not feel bad about it. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. I mean, I'll put a plug in for the one that I'm drinking tonight. I feel like Old Grandad Bottled and Bond is a classic. I feel like while it's a sipper, I enjoy drinking it by itself. It does hold up in a cocktail. It's a high rye bourbon, and the fact it's bonded, 100 proof, it makes for a really good cocktail, and doesn't really significantly up the price of your cocktail. It's still a very affordable pour. So it's something that you can, up the ante in terms of proof a lot of times with your cocktails by going Old Grandad Bottled and Bond. And I think it's a great cocktail bourbon. Adina, you make a bunch of cocktails now. What are some of your recommendations? You don't have to be just one. You could name off a list, whatever you like.
Yeah, it really depends on the cocktail I'm making and what I want, which flavors I want to pull out of the bourbon. I've used JTS Brown, Evan Williams bonded.
Yeah, those are good ones.
Four Roses.
I like Four Roses too. Again, because it's the high rye.
Yeah,
that one's 80 proof, but it does stand up if you're just drinking the basic Four Roses.
And Wild Turkey 101.
Yeah. Don't get that 81. I don't know why they invented the 81. Get the 101.
That was a real waste.
It is. I'm not a fan of the 81. So
That's to bring in the Scotch and the Irish drinkers into bourbon.
I
They
guess.
keep the proof low and you kind of bring them over.
Yeah.
I guess. It's just
Turn them on to the
disappointing.
good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Dave, how about you?
Well, she stole one of mine. So Wild Turkey 101, I was going to say, because it's got the nice bite to it and the rye spice, and it works well in a lot of cocktails I like. I got to say OFO 100 signature.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
That's a go-to. I mean, that's great in an old fashioned or a Manhattan. I really like that. OFO rye, that too. Those two are made for cocktails, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, Legend, if you were having a party at your house and everybody said, well, you got to have like a cocktail table and just put a couple bourbons that you don't mind us pouring, what would be some of those that you would have on that table that you're like, this is safe, you can pour this, with Coke if you want to, I don't care about it, because there's some bourbons you don't want them. I mean, I got a little book today. I don't want anybody taking my little book, chapter 5, and pouring it in a cocktail. I would not be happy with that situation.
No,
if you're going to put it in Coke, I'd Evan Williams Black.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah.
Work good.
That's a nice cheap one.
If you were going to make something with a rye, Old Forester.
Yeah.
Because it's a great rye, and it's
Dave's right. That signature one is great, and they have the rye, the Old Faux rye.
Yeah.
That's like one of the best deals in whiskey, I think.
I know I love that. Incredible for like $20 a bottle.
Yeah.
If you can find it now.
And my all-time favorites are Manhattans, which I don't make many cocktails at home. I usually drink stuff neat. But if I make any cocktails, it's usually Manhattan, and I always use Makers.
Makers, yeah. Elba just gave you the thumbs up.
Now, my favorite expression of Makers,
Heart emoji.
Heart emoji right there.
my favorite Makers expression though is the 101.
The 101.
Cool.
That's a good one. I agree. That's good. Yeah. I feel like they listen to me because I always said I love Makers, and most of us when we got our start is I always say it's either going to be Beam White Label or Makers. I was kind of a Beam White Label, but I always tried Makers. I always had some of that around too, and but I always said it felt like it needed a little more punch. When they came out with that cast strength, like Elba said, put that in your cart. Man, that closed the gap. Then it was like, this is exactly what I'm looking for. It still has the classic Makers taste, which sometimes you go cast strength, it tastes like a totally different whiskey. To me, it just tastes like Makers with what I was looking for, that little bit more punch. Because you think about like Jack Daniels, their single barrel versus their regular batch product. It tastes like two different products. You wouldn't even think it's the same thing.
Totally different.
But cast strength at Maker's Mark is just, it tastes like Makers at cast strength. It's cool. All right. Justine, how about you? Anything that you'd like to add, or what would be some of your favorites if you were going to host a party and you had to have a cocktail bourbons table?
Well, the Ewaldz took both of mine. I had Old Faux Rye and Wild Turkey 101 on the top of my brain.
Mm-hmm.
But I would also have to say just regular old Buffalo Trace is good in a cocktail.
Yes, it is.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, Buffalo Trace is a solid one.
Yeah.
And the
Definitely.
101 bourbon and the 101 rye too. The Wild Turkey 101 rye is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And definitely Makers 46. I would go with that one too. And I'm a big Elijah Craig fan, especially like the barrel proof one. I think that's great in a cocktail.
Oh yeah.
In the right cocktail, that Elijah barrel proof kills.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Where you want that high proof. Yep.
Yeah. So there you go. Anything else anybody wants to add? Did we miss any? I think we're pretty thorough there with good suggestions. I mean, of course, when you buy it, you can make whatever you want and do it however you like. But I think those, if you're looking for answers as to what some good ones be, you were looking to stock your bar, you're hosting a party, those are all great selections there. So great job by the team. And we will wrap this one up, as we always do, by talking about where people can find us. We'll start with the Ewaldz. Where can people find the Ewaldz?
I'm on Instagram as Full Bean Group.
And I'm on Instagram as Adina Ewaldz, no space.
Okay. How about you, Legend?
Rick Brenner at Facebook.
All right. Tim?
You can find me under the corporate and private events section of abvnetwork.com or on Instagram at swyguy2112.
All right. Elba?
Helps if I take myself off mute. You guys can find me on Instagram at bourbon_JLo.
By the way, I make fun of a lot of people when I don't like their names on Instagram and stuff like that. It'll like Jessica and stuff like
Are you going to make fun of me?
No, yours is the best one. That's freaking awesome.
Yep.
As long as JLo doesn't come after me. If she does, I'm doing something right.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
If she does, give her some bourbon.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
there you go. There you go. Yeah, I think it's awesome. So that's a really great
Thanks,
name for
Steve.
sure. All right. Justine, how about you? Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at JA_Mays. You can find our shop at abvnetwork.com and on Instagram at abvnetworkshop.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got that company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. That's the one you got to check out because everything that we do is out there. As Justine mentioned, the shop is out there. We've got all of our previous shows out there. We've got our events. We're big into these events. And if you're not taking part of those, you should be. So check out the listings at abvnetwork.com. Anything else to say before we get out of here, Justine?
Would just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review. That includes comments that helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. Also, if you like what we're doing, please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/theABVNetwork.
All right, great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
See ya.
Yeah.
Bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's chat for a moment about Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you just want to experiment on a small scale on the stove in your kitchen or try your hand at a bigger setup in the backyard, Moonshine Still Pro can help. They have different still offerings as well as accessories and even grains from Goldstone Mill to help you make whiskey on par with what you get from your favorite distillery. They can even assist with a DIY still project by supplying some of the parts you can't make yourself. Check them out at moonshinestillpro.com. At the ABV Network, we're lucky enough to have some great friends. Amongst those friends is the Goldstein family, owners of Goldstone Mill. Goldstone Mill is a full-service mill offering a variety of heritage and heirloom grains. Their unique approach of working with mills around the country allows them to offer you affordable shipping opportunities to meet the unique needs of your distillery or brewery. They will consult with you to ensure the grains you are selecting meets the unique flavor profiles you are looking for. If you are a home brewer or distiller and you're looking for the grains that your local distillery or brewery uses, Goldstone Mill is the place to look. Check them out on the web at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or shoot them an email at hello@goldstonemill.com.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.